say, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan's doing so well today. I don't know if you know his past, but his last marriage lasted that long, the solicitors were arguing over the rights to the wedding cake. This is the first time, ladies and gentlemen, I've been here at Clevedon. Very posh, isn't it? We've got backs on the chairs, fitted carpets, electric lights. I was having a bath before, upstairs I actually got out to have a pee. The last time I was in Marlow was actually with Jonathan and Steve. And it wasn't long ago, it was only about 4 months ago. And we got booked into this wonderful pub hotel. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it was that rough. When we turned up, there were dogs go around in packs in the car park. We went to the disco later that evening. It was that rough in there, they had Kate Adie on the door. I believe it was it the second Duke of Buckingham that built this place for his knocking shop, is that right? What about that wrong? And it's nice to see both families here today. All sat happily, all related now through drink. And I think you can all see Jonathan's getting very excited about this marriage. Anita, darling, you're going to find it very hard for the first fortnight. I asked Jonathan, when was the time? Jonathan, when was the time that you decided that Anita was the one for you? Do you know what he said to me?
No.
He said, when I opened a bank statement. And 1966, ladies and gentlemen, was a fantastic year for English football, but 3 big things happened in 1966. First of all, Laker Airways took to the skies. Secondly, Rick Astley was born. And thirdly, Jonathan Rogers was born. Freddie Laker would take you up. Rick Astley was never going to give you up. And Jonathan could never get it up. Sat with Jonathan and Anita the other night, and I was trying to get some interesting points, and I discovered that whilst Anita was in a convent at school, ladies and gentlemen, surrounded by nuns with holy habits, Jonathan attended boarding school, surrounded by marijuana plants and nasty habits. But we all remember him, ladies and gentlemen, for 4 very, very famous car crashes. I happened to be in the first one. And it was in a red Fiesta in Knutsford where Jonathan threw a 360 and took a lamppost out and hit another car. Amazing. The second one was in an XR3. A roundabout was in his way. The third one was in a Datsun Cherry, where he slammed it into the side of the Mothercare truck. And the fourth one was in the snow up at the Cat and Fiddle in Buxton. I don't even know, up in the hills there, but Jonathan tried to take the shortcut into the pub. Also, ladies and gentlemen, he's well remembered for his fishing. He used to live on the Mere, and we used to go fishing on the Mere. And night fishing was his speciality. He used to love his night fishing. He'd turn up with no rod, no tackle, no tent, just 3 cases of Boddingtons. And in the morning, he'll go for a morning swim. Thinking about it now, you remind me of that whale that got stuck in the Thames. In fact, Jonathan came to... we were very close about 4 years ago because Jonathan came to live with me in Holmes Chapel, and he was with me for about 8 months, and we relived our youth, something that I've never done, but Jonathan showed me the way. We go down to the Bear's Head in Brereton, We used to date the waitresses there. Is that right, Jonathan?
Oh, yeah.
And if it was a bad night, we used to go for the over 50 selection. Is that right? Do you remember that one that you pulled that you brought back to Park House? Do you remember?
No.
She had a face like a bashed apple. She had a set of teeth like the Yellow Pages. No, Jonathan took me to Puerto Banús. He treated me to this wonderful holiday in the family villa in Puerto Banús. I've never been there. Jonathan being... It was a golfing holiday. We went to play golf. Took all the golf clubs, all the golf balls, everything. And in the 2 weeks we managed to play 9 holes. And that was in a buggy. Jonathan, my dear boy, had separate ideas or alternatives, and that was to hit the town. In the daytime, ladies and gentlemen, for someone who'd been in Puerto Banús for 20 years, off and on, he didn't know where he was going. He made all the wrong turns. All the wrong turns, I should say. But when it went dark and the lights came on, Jonathan knew everywhere. There was not one place in Puerto Banús that Jonathan didn't know. Was it Sinatra's, was it, Jonathan? Was that the first stop? He took me into this bar a bit further down on Joyce. Oh dear Joyce, do you know it as well? You've got previous too. And we're going to this bar called Joyce in Puerto Banús, and there's this beautiful blonde lady still at the bar. She was absolutely incredible. And Jonathan goes steaming in there straight away. Couldn't believe how quick he went about it. Straight into this blonde girl. He's talking to her for about 15 minutes, and I'm sat there drooling, getting very, very jealous. And he brings her over and introduces me. And he whispers in my ear, "Well, this one's for you." I said, "Jonathan, anything I've ever said about you, I never meant it. You've been my best friend. John, I can't believe you just done this. Go to the bar, the champagne's on me." And he introduced me to this beautiful blonde girl. I like blondes that get dirty quicker. But this one, Argentinian, she was incredible. And after 5 minutes, we were looking into each other's eyes. And after 10 minutes, we were starting to hold hands. And after 15 minutes, we were giving each other the odd peck on the cheek. And after 20 minutes, I decided it's time to make a go for this. And said, "I think we should go." She said, €400, Grace. This little bastard had tied me up with a gas cooker. The best of advice, Jonathan, I can give you is that marriage is not a word. It's a sentence. There's 3 kind of rings, ladies and gentlemen. There's 3 kind of rings. There's an engagement ring, there's a wedding ring, and there's the suffering. I asked Jonathan one night, I said, "Where did you meet Anita?" "Oh, I was pissed up in Nutter somewhere in Piccolino's. I didn't believe him. So I went to Anita. I said, "Anita, where did you meet Jonathan?" She said, "I met Jonathan, the travel agent." I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah, I met him in the travel agents. He was the last resort." Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank Anita for throwing this incredible party. Anita, you stand up down it because you are incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses to the bride and groom.
Bride and groom.